Hello everyone, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, I'm Cheryl. Hi. And I am going to be your card reader today. I need to say again, thank you to all of you who have given me a super thanks or bought me coffees on PayPal. I am really blown away with your generosity, and it means a lot to me. It makes a difference in my world, especially right now because I'm not doing readings. So it's so important that I say thank you. So thank you for that. We are going to be doing a 3-card draw, and the topic is what guidance, direction, what does Spirit have to say that can help you getting in the direction of living your best life, the most fulfilling path for you. Okay, so we're going to do a 3-card draw, and I thought it was really suiting that we use our little kick butt Buddhas. I love these guys. So I couldn't think of names for each of these poses because I'm not like a kung fu karate expert. But so we are just going to say this is group 1, group 2, and then group 3. Okay, so you can choose which set of cards you want. And guess what? I have a bunch of new charms, so I thought we should also do some charms with our reading. So for the second level, we'll do the charms, and I'm just going to draw out of the big, vast supply we have here. So you get to choose. It's going to be blind, which is really great for your intuition. So we will choose a group A, B, or C for the charms. All right, now I'm going to get us set up. Pause if you need to, and I'll see you in just a sec. Hi, group 1, how are you? Okay, I forgot to tell you we're using the Path of the Soul cards today. And for those of you who don't know, I am the creator of those oracle cards. That's why we use them, because they are the best. Not really. Okay, so let's move him. Let's say right here. What guidance, instruction, encouragement do you need to get living your best life? What is it that you need to know? Encoded. So there's something going on where you feel like you can't quite understand it, get it figured out, like you can't solve the puzzle. It's right there, but you can't quite see. Light body. This one has not come out in the last few weeks. And this one is really quite a power card because it's talking about you getting into an alignment that is really authentic to your true self and not just, the human egoic mind that's sitting here, because it's a card of ascension, vibration, coming into proper alignment. So there's something going on there in that. So we have Birth of Angels, and it is 44, master number 44. Maybe I'll move these up a little bit. And so we have light body 4 and 44. So with those numbers, first, there's work that has to be done, and you guys have work to do here. That 4 is talking about the need for stability. There's something you guys need. Vibrational. Okay, this card is one of those hot ones that just seems to love to come out every reading. And that's interesting. Okay, so I'm just putting together the story here. So I need to start with this one. Okay, so Birth of Angels. When this card comes out, I know there's been tough times. You're struggling with life, with, likely in more than just one area, but relationships, purpose, and feeling, questioning whether or not you even belong here, like you landed on the wrong planet or something. And I say that with a giggle, only to lighten it a bit, because just like you, I've lived it. I still, go through that. And I think that most of us who are here for a purpose and have a serious soul plan are faced with these difficulties and challenges. And it really is, in order to know your light, you must know your dark. And I know it seems and sounds so cliche, but the biggest message with Birth of Angels is that this is like this main angel, and all these smaller, thousands and thousands of smaller angels are rising up. And it's, symbolic in two ways, rising up to the truth of who you are, rising up to that higher level of being and functioning, and also rising up within yourself, within your life. So we have like quite a few layers going on here, especially with the cards that I see here. And another big part of the message that comes with Birth of Angels is that you are not alone on your path. And I need you to really, really hear me, that I know it seems like it's just you versus the world. And I am telling you that Spirit is doing everything they can to let you know that you are being guided and supported and loved and encouraged to keep on keeping on, because those with the brightest light are the ones who have the biggest struggles. And I want you to really, really integrate that, okay? Now, the card that comes that I feel like I need to go to right here is we have the encoded card. And, this one can be tricky to see on camera, but under the main pattern, there are all these patterns going on. And to me, it's almost like there's one card meaning that's in the booklet, but that's not the energy of what I'm getting with this reading for you guys, is that there's something about delving into these deeper psychological processes that you're going through, that this isn't surface level stuff. This is deep, can be past life stuff, childhood stuff, the old little biddles that are still on you that you need to somehow flick off. And there's something about, you guys have a serious path and purpose. Everybody has a path, everybody has a purpose. But with the cards that I'm seeing here, it's like you guys are these beautiful lights that are here to light up the planet and light up people's lives, even if you right now can't see that or understand that, because that encoded card is telling me that you can't quite see it, or you're not quite getting it. And it's like you're trying to read an encrypted message without the code to break that message, to break the code to get it. And the other part with this, because we have such high vibrational cards going here, is that it is about getting yourself lifted up from this heavier place where your mind is kind of, taking over and kind of telling you don't have a reason to be here, or you don't really serve a purpose, and all that our minds can feed us that seems very real. It is absolute BS. And that this is about coming to break through the unreality of this reality and that there's something so much deeper, a juice here in your life for you. And it is about you guys, because I feel like we are almost heading into a manifesting sort of energy. And I'm not saying you're manifesting these difficulties. What I'm saying is there's something about getting yourself up into this place where you're like, okay, they are with me. I'm going to stop listening to this. I have a reason for being here. I have a reason for being here. And that is my purpose, my goal. And that is where I'm focusing my heart and my light in connecting with other people, because the birth of angel cards. Okay. So I know I'm kind of going on with you guys here on this, and I'm not trying to preach, honest to goodness, but it's such an intense message that you guys getting out here to live your best lives. We have the vibrational card. And I mean, literally, this is like this massive spark of light that is like lightning, and the energy is just emanating out from it. And with all of these orangey, yellowy colors, we're in the lower chakras. We're more grounded in this energy. It's not a high woo-woo energy. And it's very creative and, I need to say grounded and creative and very much in your power. And when this card comes out, it is talking that you have the ability, if you want to say ability, or you have a natural way about the way your energy comes out into the world, that you are meant to engage with other people. This is it's almost in a leadership kind of role or ability, and that this is very much about leading with other people. Because what happens is when you're in this place, what Birth of Angels is talking about, in that place where you feel heavy and down and your thoughts are taking you down, your energy concaves. It turns inwards and it turns on you, like, and what this is talking about is that switching it over. And that as, bit by bit, as you begin to let your energy out and engage the world and engage other people and engage your light and letting it shine out here, instead of it becoming, like a black hole energy where it's concaving in on itself, you become this incredible bright light. And the other card that we have with it is light body. And this is almost like, if you want to talk about your etheric field, your auric field, whatever the words are that you resonate with, this is talking about your energy coming up, like definitely, because we have the vibrational card with us. This is talking about your energy coming up into the levels that it's naturally meant to function at. That somehow, for some reason, you're not quite there. Or for some of you, I do have to say, you've got this, it's in the back of your mind, and you hear your intuition is telling you that this is what you need to do, is to get moving forward in connecting your light out into the world. Because there's something about your authenticity that needs to touch the hearts and souls of other people. Okay? And I just need to say, I know your struggle. I live that myself. I feel a little choked up, actually. And it's so easy to think that, you don't really have a reason for being here, but you don't understand the impact that you have on other people until you allow your light to brighten their world. Okay? Now, I know that was heavy, but this is important. You guys are like breaking through onto a whole new level. Okay, now We are going to do our charms still. And that, I think, is going to give us a lot more of the little things, the little stuff that we need to integrate into our world to get us living our best life possible. So I'll see you at the charms. Hello, group 2. Okay, so we have our sumo squat. You guys are like little powerhouses if you've chosen this, just for the fact of look how he stands. He's like, yeah. So you guys are the warriors. That's how it's the energy I'm getting here before we even do your reading. Okay, so what guidance you need for living your best life? What direction, spirits, what do they need to know? And the first card out of the deck is Companion's Love. Now, I love that card came out because we have 2 and a 0. 2 is partnership. The 2, the balance, and 0 is like this ultimate creative force. And so living your best life possible, there is something to do with relationships going on here. So let's hear the story. Okay, and we have I'm glad I'm pulling the cards on camera, because you would think that I was cherry picking, because the next card out is the friendship card. And talk about like companion's love, friendship, for you guys, this is a heart reading. This is all about the heart. Absolutely. Oh, and we have the dreaming card, which, okay, just a second here. And we have creative. Now I think I need to pull these back because I'm crushing them down into our pretty little, whatever that is. Okay, so now I'm going to start, I'm going to start with number 1, creative. So when this card comes out, it is literally talking about there's something that you're here to create, to give birth to out in the world in this lifetime. And like I said, you guys have this warrior powerhouse kind of energy. I feel like, you guys are definitely not the people who are meant to like sit in a quiet room and sew buttons on shirts for the rest of your lives. Like, not at all. And there's something that's very important about your creativity, your creativeness, and your creative force as a soul out here in the world. And they're talking about you living your best life. So I feel like they're talking about a twofold of things. One is like what I was just saying about this creative force, this creative ability, that sort of thing. And the other is about creating it for yourself. So, I mean, we all manifest our lives and realities, but there's something about the whole creative process, because it's almost like you guys have something to mold, create, and whether that's, something actually artistic, or whether, it can be a business, this is a group reading and not a private reading, so I can't hone in on it for you. But there's something here that you guys are here to create and grow and build and bring out into the world. And what's interesting is we have the dreaming card. And, I feel like because this one is all about creativity, when we talk about manifesting, we talk about visualizing, and the fact that the subconscious mind, whatever we imprint on the subconscious mind, is what we're able to manifest out into this world. And we have the dreaming card. And that's literally talking about accessing the subconscious mind, because that's where dreams come from. So in one essence, I almost want to say, like, it's really important that you guys are paying attention to your daydreams, because in your daydreams, there's, you could have that fantasy of laying on the beach with your Mr. or Mrs. Right or whatever. We have those kind of daydreams. And then we have the daydreams like, if I could, I would. And I feel like, so there's something about allowing yourself to dream. And I need to say, because of the cards that are out here, you guys need to allow yourself to dream big. And it's also important that you begin to work with your subconscious mind. The topic of this reading is the guidance that you need to get you living your best life possible. And so there's something about working with your subconscious mind intentionally for the process of creating, like learning how to truly imprint the things that you desire and want, how to imprint them into your subconscious, and also working with old subconscious patterns and beginning to learn how to erase them, rewrite them. Like, there's so many words I could use here. We need to get rid of some old subconscious patterns. And one of the areas that we most need to do that with you guys is in the area of relationships. And it's funny, I just noticed they both start with 2. One is a 0 and one is a 9. So it's the beginning and ending. It's the complete cycle of relationships. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if what they're talking about with the relationships here, because they're talking about intimate relationships and friendships, that whatever it is you're here to create and build out here in the world absolutely involves other people. And it's about clearing away some of your old patterns, your old beliefs that hold you back, that we tend to believe about ourselves. And because when we have both these relationship cards sitting out here, like, let's go with Companion's Love. So there's a twofold story that's unfolding with this. And one part of it is, I feel like for some of you, not all of you, but for some of you, there might be too much focus on your relationships and hoping or wanting or believing, from this programming when you were younger, in believing that it's when you find your ultimate relationship, when you find your true flame, your soulmate, your right person, then you will be okay. Then you can go out into the world and then you can, live your best life. And they are saying that is not it, because this is about you coming into your own empowerment and releasing these old ideas. They are not serving you in that way. Because what's going to happen is when you focus on you and your gifts and your abilities and bringing it out here into the world, that's when your energy is in the right spot, because you are resonating at the truth of who you are as a soul in this energy, right? And that's when you actually do connect with these people who are your soul family, soul mates, that sort of thing. But I do have to say, relationships are always going to be important for you guys, and getting them into that level where they are truly authentic relationships, healthy, loving, supportive, that is a part of you living your best life. And it's you getting there, and it's letting go of the ideas that that's what you need to be happy, and focusing on you. And then you become happy and you end up in those relationships. But the other card that we have here is the friendship cards. So I want to say that this similar meaning kind of applies with this, also with friendships. But I also get the feeling that it's important that you guys not only break some old patterns with friends in how you choose your friends or who you're choosing for friends, because we tend, just like intimate partners, we tend to pick the same type of friendships over and over that sometimes don't always serve us. And this also is talking about allowing yourself to really ground yourself in your friendships and ground yourself into your relationships and allow that energy and that love and that support. You don't have to remember when I said you guys are the spiritual warriors, and I feel like there's this guarding up that you want this intimacy, right? You want this love and you want the friendships and you want that connection with people so much, but then that warrior part of you is like, oh no, I'm not really gonna, I want that relationship, but I don't really want to let it in like that much, because that means now you're coming in to see all my soft spots, my wounds, and I'm vulnerable. And so there's something very important about allowing yourself the work that needs to be done here, to allow yourself that vulnerability to really have those deep, heartfelt connections, those friends for life who are going to be there for you no matter what, that they'll always be there for you and you will always be there for them. And it's an unconditional kind of love and relationship. And that is a huge, I feel like we've got these two things going on for you. This is pretty amazing. So, begin to focus on your daydreams, that little whispering voice, the things that are calling your heart, even if you don't believe you could succeed or do it or whatever, however it's unfolding for you. It's important that you begin to dive into this and really allow it to come and take form out here in the world. That's what this is talking about. And so we've got that, and then the stuff that we've talked about with relationships, and really doing some house cleaning in that area so that you have those true soul family, friends, lovers, and life partners that you truly deserve and desire for a reason. Okay? Whew, these are heavy readings today. Wow. Okay, I love it though, because I hope that it helps you. I truly do. Now, we're not done. We still have charms to do, and they are fun. So, A, B, or C? I will see you there. Hi, group 3. Okay, what do we need to know? Guidance, direction, understanding to live our best lives possible. And so let's move our high, kicking, aiming high, aiming big. That's the feeling that comes with this reading. Okay, so first one out, we have treasures. So that is talking about not quite seeing the full potential of your gifts, or even seeing or understanding that you have these beautiful gifts and abilities, soul, that your soul came here with. Ooh, boy. Okay, next card out. We have red native. You see how it almost looks like totem pole carvings here. Red native is about walking the red road. And that means walking your truth, living your spirituality, that it's not just a concept or idea in your head, and then you live a contradictory life out here in the world. This is about you practicing what you preach, kind of thing, but a little more. But first we need to get out our cards here. Next one out. Light within. Okay. So when that card comes out, it's talking about having been through some tears, having been through some difficulties. You can see that shape of the teardrop, and it's talking like it's almost like a cleansing of sorts, a releasing, a letting go. And I'm going to say a releasing or letting go of the past. And there's our last card. Oh, and we have third eye. Okay, I'm getting it. It just took me a minute to hear the story. Okay. You guys are highly intuitive. You are highly tuned in. That third eye card, let's just start with that. Because the first card out of the deck, we had treasures. And I'm saying to you that you guys have these gifts and abilities. And for many of you, it's like you don't believe in yourself or don't believe you can utilize those gifts in a way that you can earn an income and live a life, like live off your gifts, that you have to work these ridiculous jobs, in the slave world and those slave jobs and have these secret desires. And now the story is literally like unfolding as I'm trying to talk to you. So it's like, just give me a second here. I'm getting there. So the first part of what they are talking about with that third eye card is we are talking about higher gifts, higher abilities, the ability to tune in, the ability to tune into spirit, to tune into other people, to tune into animals, to energies on the planet. You guys are the empaths, the seers, the knowers. You know how you just, without knowing how you know? Yeah. You guys are all in that big group and category. So like counselors and readers and healers. And there's so many other things that jobs that you can do with these gifts. And like I said, a lot of the time you wouldn't traditionally call you an intuitive, but the foundation of how you operate as a soul is so intuitive that you don't even realize, I think, the way that this is talking here, you don't realize how intuitive you actually are. And you're expecting your intuition to be like some big, bright, flashing light. This is intuitive information coming through. Oh, no. You just open your mouth and start talking and you let go. And boy, it just makes an avenue for spirit to work through you. And now let me use that. An avenue. You are the way for spirit to work through you, to work their magic out in this world. And I don't mean magic. I mean to bring messages, to bring healing, to bring aid and light to other souls. That is what you are here to do. Now, what's interesting is the treasures card. And this is literally like we have this spiral down here in the lower part of the card. And then this spiral coming up here in the higher realms. And so it's spiral is growth, energy expansion, that sort of thing. And this is talking about having hidden gifts and abilities that you aren't quite aware of yet, or that you're quasi-aware of, but haven't embraced them yet. Like you're on the precipice here, like you're right on the brink of really stepping into you and stepping into your role. And a part of like what this reading is saying, like, this is about living your best life. And you living your best life is not about you living some PC life. No, PC, politically correct life. You know, I'm going to get married and have 2.5 kids and a dog and a minivan. No. You guys are not here to do that. You're not here to live that social media perfect life, you know? No, you guys have serious work to do. You are the vessels for spirit to work through here in this world, and you have these gifts. And you know, we need to address these two cards, because the reason why I'm really coming on strong with this is because of the energy that is here in this world, in this reading. And this card, Red Native, showing up, this one doesn't show up very often, okay? And with this card, like I said, you can see the totems, and it's like this swirl, these two totems coming together, and it's talking about the balance. But in First Nations spirituality, they have what's called the Red Road, and it's like walking your true path, where you are walking in alignment with spirit. You are walking in alignment with your soul, your inner truth, the higher truth, and you are a living expression of your spiritual beliefs and your higher principles, and that you are an example of it out here in the world for others. Because in being that, you actually inspire others, like to want to be their best selves, because they see you being yours authentically, right? Not in a way like I have to keep saying. There's something about social media going on here, and I feel like there's some sort of idea of how it's supposed to look out in the world, and you need to let go of that. It's like, forget that, forget it. You need to just be true and authentic to yourself, to your soul, to spirit. And I know that it hasn't been easy for you. We have the Light Within card, and this says, like, you've been through your tears. You guys have been through difficult times. Like, you haven't been skipping down your path, all la-di-da. You've had your struggles. And I've said this before in readings, that those difficulties, those challenges, those life confrontations that we come up against, they are the very things that help us to refine ourselves, our gifts. By us learning how to work through them, we are molding these tools and skills, and we put these tools on our tool belt, and then we come out into the world. We are fully equipped to help ourselves and others manage those same things that we've been through. And with this card is talking about coming to the end of that difficult cycle of being in that place where your heart has been hurting, and that this is more about a switch. They're talking about a switch from the past, what you've experienced in the past, and switching into this more your spiritual path, because they're talking about, the reading is about your best life, right? Your best life is in taking your spiritual path and embracing the gifts that you have. And I feel like they're saying, come on, dry your tears. Here's the tissue. Dry them up. It's okay. You've released it. If you have more tears, cry them out, because it's releasing the last of it. Because you've got these gifts and these abilities and this purpose. You guys are here to be this. And I know you know what I'm saying with this, that's what you're here to do. And that is your best life, is when you're allowing yourself to be that. Okay? Now, every reading was very deep. My goodness. But it's going to lighten up because we're going to do the charms, and they are brilliant at talking about all the little other things we need to know and look at and embrace. So let's go check out the charms. Hi, Group A. Okay, so let's see. What do we have for charms? Now, we have a few new ones. Look at this. Okay, so I like to start. We didn't get any letters. I see some letters there, so let's. Now, what do we have? Okay, so first out, should go this way, is we have Aries. So Aries is the leader, the beginning and the end. It is the ram. And, this is about going after what you want. It can also represent energies of people who are important to you. So you might have some Aries coming in the next little bit, because this is about living your best life possible. And we have a P, an O, a B, oh my goodness, 2 B's, Pob. So these are letters or initials of either people or events and things that are important coming up over the next little bit. Now, oh my goodness, look at that. This is one of the newer charms. So if you had reading number 3 for the cards, here we go again, talking about relationships. And I feel like this is saying that there is some important stuff coming up here when it comes to relationships, because not only that, but we have the 2 hearts. Like, it's not, I have charms that are a single heart, but these are 2 interlocked hearts. And the couple, the lovers. And so there's some energy about, for some of you, this could be rekindling a current relationship or starting a new one. I feel like there's something important happening in regards to you living your best life, that there's definitely an improvement in the relationship arena for you guys. Like, absolutely. Now that's interesting. Okay. Oh, and it says love you. This is also one of the new ones. Okay, we have a little teeny weeny bottle opener. And talk about being bottled up. It's a release. There's something that you guys need to release, to take the cap off yourselves and let yourself out. I want you to fizz out just like it was a cola. Psh, let the pressure off. Let yourself loose. Get loosey-goosey. You need to let your hair down, so to speak. You know what I mean? And it says love you. So I feel like you need to stop being so tense and tight. I get this kind of feeling like you're very tense around the relationship area, and we need to let off pressure, let off steam. You need to do things physically and, get outside and release some of this energy and let yourself open up here, because there's good things coming around the bend, that's for sure. Now, I see. So this is a little tiny bottle, and this would be like perfume, right? And the thing with perfume is that its smells are one of the most important senses that we have. Smell is most deeply connected to memory. And I feel like it's about making new memories, like a new aroma, a new smell, especially when it comes to the area of relationships, because that connects so deeply with memories. There's some old stuff from the past here that you need to let go of, that needs to be released, and you need to let off the energy. Now, that's interesting. We have, the eye, which like wards off, they say evil, but I mean wards off bad energies in the hand. And then we have another hand with the Star of David. So, that does have connection to Jewish religion. But however, the Star of David also represents the Merkaba or Merkaba. Everybody says it differently. I learned it as Merkaba. Regardless, this is your own two hands. That means you are in charge of your own destiny. It's by your own two hands, the letting go of the past, the building of a new, healthy, happy relationships. Sorry, there's a garbage truck in the back alley and I can't get rid of it. Anyhow, but this is about doing your spiritual work. Definitely with that Merkaba showing up, and like manifesting. There's something about manifesting and doing things with your own two hands here. We also have, I think this is, oh my goodness, he's so cute. It's a little tiny Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, okay? And now Rudolph, Rudolph didn't fit in. He felt like he wasn't a part of the pack. He wasn't a part of the team. And, they say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide the sleigh tonight? So there's something really important here about you seeing and understanding your own light, right? And letting your light shine, that it has a purpose. He led Santa's sleigh. And in that song of Rudolph, they said they wouldn't let him join in any reindeer games. And that's like feeling like the odd man out, feeling like you don't belong here. It's amazing that the charms are saying some of the things that were coming up in the cards earlier. It never ceases to amaze me, that's for sure. Now we have two beings, or critters. I think I have her upside down. So we have the swan and we have a Pegasus. So both of this is about, setting yourself free. Remember, like you're all bottled up, the tension, letting off, releasing, letting yourself free, that sort of energy, flying free and freedom. And especially with the Pegasus, that's really like, not just spreading your wings, but you become like the king of the skies. You really are in charge of your own destiny and destination, which is what I was saying with the two hands. And then we have the swan, who is like a beautiful symbol of transformation. She's, the story. I don't need to go why the swan. But, there's something about you guys really seeing yourselves for who you are and what you are. And we have the turtle. So, they're saying that this is slow and steady wins the race. It's not about this unfolding quickly over the next week. This is time. The relationship, it's going to take a bit of time, but it's here. I feel like Spirit is almost just saying, hold on, just hold on. And what is this? Oh, right. Okay. So this one is a little bit trickier to see. It's a horse pulling a sled. And so we have two, beings, two animals who pull sleds. And it's almost like you have this really heavy load that you're dragging behind you. And it's like you need to release that. You need to let it go, whatever it is that you're dragging. Like literally, it's time to hang it up. Hang it up, put it in the closet in a healthy way, in an organizer way, right? And let that go. Because whatever this is that they're talking about from your past, it's the past. It's done. And we have the acorns. And acorns are seeds. And it's like you have the seeds of newness is coming in. And I have to say it's a newness or renewal happening somehow with your relationships. And what? Oh my goodness. Okay. This is the cutest thing ever. So we have a little tiny cloud, and I hope you can see that on camera. And he's smiling. And it's like, there are times when we have clouds in our life, and it feels like the sun, the skies won't break for us to get that break to see and feel the sunlight. And I feel like they're saying, like, it's here. These clouds are parting just because it's such a happy cloud. But there's definitely your spiritual path and it being of your own two hands, the work that you do for yourself in this transformation that, releases a lot of stuff and puts a lot of stuff away that you no longer serves you and brings you into a place where you have this much better connection, I want to say, with people in a relationship and people in general. Absolutely. Wow. If you liked your reading, please do hit the like. I love reading for you guys. I want to see you back here again next week. I have another amazing reading coming, and I will see you soon. Well, hello, Group B. Okay, let's see. We need some letters. Woo! We've got one falling over here. I think we need just a cut. Oh, I've grabbed too many. I have to put them there. Okay, so let's just see what we've got. Now, we didn't get an astrological sign. I'm just going to grab the first one I see here. Okay, so we've got Gemini. Gemini is the twins, so this could be the energy of Gemini people coming up over the next few weeks. This reading is about living your best life. Gemini is Mercury, which is communication. It's an air sign, so it's very much analytical, thinking, air sign, your own two hands. It can involve children. There's lots of things that go on with Gemini. Now, what's this guy? Oh my goodness. Okay. So we have this little teeny weeny dragon. And, that's about, we know what dragons do. They breathe fire. And I feel like it's important to allow yourself to say what you need to say, to vent when you need to vent, and not just keep it to yourself or always try to play the nice guy. It's not about that. There's something about empowerment happening here with this relationship. Now, that's interesting. So this is a half a heart. Okay, just a minute. I want to see. We've got a half a heart with a key, and okay, well, it says crochet queen, and I hope that that's not true, that you're not just sitting at home crocheting your whole life, but and it's with a crown. Okay, now we have, with this half a heart, I have to say, I feel like there's been some heartbreak that has happened here for you guys, and it hasn't been easy. But we also have the heart with the key, and I feel like maybe you guys have kind of locked yourselves down in a way, like, I don't want to experience that kind of hurt again, so I'm just gonna keep it protected, and I'm gonna keep this key. But with this heart and the crown on top, this is almost like talking about, this is the most important aspect that you need to focus on is getting into your heart and allowing yourself to be open and vulnerable, because I feel like there's, some healthy, good relationships that are here. If you think about crocheting, it's knitting is like weaving, and it's like weaving together these relationships, but you have to allow yourself to open up to it. Now, for letters, what did we get here? We have the letter T, the letter L, and we have the fancy J. Okay, so those are initials of people that might be important over the next little bit. And we have and we have a bow tie. So with that bow tie, I mean, there's one element of it, that's when we dress up and we're getting dressed up or dolled up. And there's something about not taking care, but, go through your closets and chuck out the stuff that does not look good on you anymore, or when you put it on, you go, oh, I'm wearing this again. There's something about looking and feeling your best here. Okay. So with that bow tie, definitely get cleaning out your closets and get rid of the stuff, the clothes you don't like anymore, or you don't feel good in anymore. See, that squid shows up a lot. There's only one in all of these. And that squid came out again. And that to me is what I was feeling here with your heart, protecting your heart. The squid is protecting its heart. But there is also that element of writing. And this is about living your best life. And I feel like, they are talking about you not being so protective, allowing yourself out here in the world, getting dolled up, taking a little more care in how you pamper yourself, treat yourself, how you dress yourself, because we also have this, and it's actually, that's funny because it's supposed to be a butterfly here at the end of this pearl. And that pearl, if you want to say it's like a pearl of wisdom, but it's also like getting the pearl out of the oyster. It's that sweet little bit. So I feel like there's something beautiful, and it's going to be different for each of you guys that's coming up. And I have a feeling like it's in the relationship arena. There's so much going on in relationships in the card readings. Now we have the golden leaf, and leaves are what nourishes the tree, right? It's what brings in the nourishment through photosynthesis to feed the tree. And I feel like there's that element of nurture, what I was talking about with this, but then there's also that turning over a new leaf. And I feel like you guys are in that process of turning over a new leaf. And it's definitely in your own hands to do. The Gemini represents hands, and we have the hand again here, and we have the fishbone. Okay. With the little X on the eye, right? And so I feel like this one is important to say it's time to take out the trash. That's, what I was saying with cleaning out your cupboards. There's some releasing and letting go that needs to be done. There really does, because there's aspects or areas of your life that are finished, and you just have to say, okay, they are done. And I feel like that's why this dragon has shown up. That purification of that fire, yes, breathe a little fire, say what needs to be said, and start that fire, lighting your life on fire in a good way to initiate that transformation that is it's definitely here. Ooh, now this is a good one because we have a snake, and that's shedding its own skin. A snake sheds its skin. Now that goes along with everything else that I've been saying with your charms today, you guys. Yeah. Shed your skin, shed your old clothes, shed what no longer serves you. Let the old stuff die. It's time for that transformation. Like, absolutely. And, oh, look at this. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I hope it becomes clear. This is a little tiny squirrel, and it's on this branch. And squirrels, you know how they're busy, and they're twitching and running around and doing things, and they're harvesting the whole summer. All they do is collect and store nuts for winter. And I feel like this is your time to start gathering in the good, taking in the good, right? Releasing that transformation, releasing all of that and taking in the good, the pearls, the good stuff, the juicy stuff that's coming up here for you guys, and gather it, hoard it, take as much of it as you can. It's all coming up. Wow. Okay, so if you enjoyed your reading, please do hit the like. It has been an absolute pleasure to read for you today. Oh, and I have a question. When I do the card readings, I do this view like I'm doing now with the charms. Do you like seeing the cards and charms this way? I just would love to hear your opinion if you have one. Anyway, I can't wait to see you next week. Take care. Hi, Group C. Okay, let's see, what do we have? I want to grab some letters. Okay, there's more charms coming up. I'm just trying to get letters. Whoops. Okay, we've got a lot of charms. I'm going to have to whip through them. So for energies, this can be people or energies you're working with over the next little bit here. So we have Aquarius and Virgo. Virgo, that's health-oriented, perfectionism, and definitely service, because Virgo is the most service-oriented in the zodiac. And Aquarius is, very humanitarian. So we have the humanitarian and the service. So take what you will. But my goodness. Okay, and this is interesting because we have two forms of transportation here. We have the boat and the airplane. So, and we have the Eiffel Tower. So is there some sort of travel that's coming up for you guys? Is there this is about living your best life possible, this reading. There's something about being in service and connecting with humanitarian causes, or being more involved in the world with the Aquarius. And then we have all this travel. So I'm going to just leave that with you guys. You'll start to know what they're actually talking about here. And what do we have for letters? We have the letter A, D, D, and C. So we have two letter Ds, A and C. So that can be initials of people, or even the letters of certain events, places you might be going, things that might be happening here. And we have, this is, it looks like a milk carton to me. I don't know, but it has a strawberry on it. I'm going to say it looks like a milk carton to me. So if you guys think it's something else, you'll have to let me know down in the thing. But to me, that's like packing up your nourishment to go, because that's a travel pack size of milk. And it's almost like in that travel, whatever kind of traveling you guys are going to be doing, that's like nourishing you. It's feeding you. Oh, and I love when this one comes out. I love it. Because we have the bat. Bat is change. And I have to say, this is about living your best life possible. And I feel like they're talking about change coming. It's inevitable. Like, it's not something that you are initiating at all. And look at this. We have love, and we have a shoe that has a heart on it. And in dreams anyway, your shoes represent your skills, talents, gifts, abilities that you have or utilize in walking your path. And I mean, these are some fancy shoes. So there's something about you actually walking your path, and it's got the heart on it. And they're talking about walking a path that you love, like doing what you love. Look at that. Wow. And in doing what you love, that nourishes you. It fulfills you. Oh my goodness. And we have a starfish. Now, starfish can regenerate when they lose a limb. And I feel like this is your revival period, like regeneration. You guys are going through this change and regeneration. And okay, yep. And you've got a lot of pink charms. And we have the butterfly. So, I feel like I need to say to you, just be patient, because the caterpillar doesn't just create a chrysalis and then turn into a butterfly immediately. It's that period of as it morphs and changes and grows. And I feel like they're saying here it's a process that's happening. So it's not about this happening quickly. So you need to have patience with this. And what? Oh my goodness. And we have a little monkey. Okay. Now, a monkey could be a few different things, but the very first thing that comes to mind is they can be little rascals. And I feel like this is about you letting your little rascal out, like just letting yourself loose and like being playful, being letting yourself swing. Monkeys can walk on the ground, but when we see them most often, they're swinging through the trees. And I'm saying that, and there's a tree here. And I feel like this is like a big, if you want to say like leaps and bounds in a way, I feel like it's going from one tree to another. Okay, I'm going back to the change and swinging from branch to branch and traveling like quite a distance. And I don't mean that in the physical, like in this way, but I mean making these big leaps and bounds in your life. It's just, you just have to have some patience here. But things are definitely working out in your favor. We've got the 4-leaf clover showing up. And what do we have here? Oh my goodness. Okay. And this is a moon. And it's a very fancy moon with all these like, they're supposed to be like feathers or whatnot. But when you see them, see how they look like eyes. And I feel like the moon represents, the feminine, the intuition, the body, the public, things like that. And I feel like this is talking about that deeper connection to the intuition, to even like the dream time, nighttime energies, that sort of thing. Oh, but again, the moon is in this phase where the moon phases. And I feel like we're talking about you being in a phase here and just being patient with this transformation or change of moving where things are moving. And we have the last one here is a peanut. And to me, a peanut, it is a seed. And I feel like this is about giving it time for all of these things to have its day, right? This change and transformation is coming, but give it time. That seed needs to plant, it needs to germinate, and then it begins to grow. And then we can start swinging from tree to tree and really going. Wow. Okay. Woo. If you liked your reading, please do hit the like button. It has been an absolute pleasure to read for you today. Come back next week. I have another video coming. I love you guys. Take care. Mwah.